All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. And as mentioned earlier today, there was a press conference at the courthouse. Martin Falls was able to attend, and it was concerning St. Martin and Bourque law firm that donated some bulletproof vests to some local officers that served as bailiffs and do serve as bailiffs at the Terrebonne Parish Courthouse. Martin was there with the sheriff at a press conference with the law firm, and we now go to that press conference that happened earlier today.
Today in Terrebonne Parish, a donation was made by the law office of St. Martin and Bourque. It was made to the sheriff of Terrebonne Parish, Sheriff Jerry J. Larpenter, and the check was for body armor for the bailiffs of Terrebonne Parish. At a press conference today in the mid-afternoon here in Terrebonne Parish, we listen in as the sheriff, Mr. Mike St. Martin and Mr. Chuck Bourque, explained why it took place and what was the need and the catalyst for such a donation.
Good afternoon. A couple of weeks ago, I was down here in the sheriff's office attending to some business, and I talked to my old buddy. We were chatting about things in general, and I commented to him that he was not wearing body armor, and I didn't particularly like that, because I think all of these men and women who are sheriff deputies working in our courtrooms are at risk all the time. If someone with a gun gets past the door, probably the first person they would want to shoot would be one of our deputy sheriffs. And I just thought that that was ridiculous. So after talking with him, the members of our law firm got together and decided that we didn't find that to be acceptable, that these men and women would be unprotected in a potentially dangerous environment. And when I say potentially dangerous, I mean just that, really a dangerous environment. So we together decided that we knew that the sheriff's office and the various governmental agencies in Terrebonne Parish, we knew they were having a real bad time financially because of economic conditions. It is not the fault of the sheriff's office. It is not the fault of the parish government. It's just the situation that we find ourselves in. So in view of all of that and the fact that we greatly respect all of the deputy sheriffs and the policemen that work to protect us and serve us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we decided that we would get body armor for all of these officers to try to ensure their safety as best we can. We're happy to do it. We're pleased to do it. We value and treasure these people more than you can believe, and we don't want to see some disaster happen. So with our very best wishes, we give the sheriff a check to pay for body armor for all of the bailiffs in all of the courtrooms in Terrebonne Parish. It's our pleasure to do it. We feel honored to do it. I know all of these bailiffs. I've met them on occasion. Some of them I know very well, and they deserve everything we can do for them. They work very hard, long hours, and they deserve to work in safety. And any time that we can do anything to help them, we're going to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll just add briefly what Mike said. When he approached myself and Chris, the other partner in the firm with this, we were 100% behind it. You know, the work that these officers do every day at the courthouse, We see them when we're down here. They're our friends, they're our colleagues, and we're happy to be able to do something to make them safer while they're maintaining law and order at the courthouse, because without them here maintaining law and order at the courthouse, our clients don't have access to the courthouse and don't have access to justice, and that's something very important to us. So with that being said, Sheriff Larpenter, we're glad to be able to do this for you.
Thank you.
We recognize the constraints you're facing. We want to do our part to help your officers who work here where we're working day in and day out.
Thank you. Let me personally say with a heavy heart that it is unbelievable that Mr. St. Martin and his firm have stepped up to help the Sheriff's Office. We have 9 armed bailiffs throughout our courthouse here in Terrebonne Parish. These officers were not equipped with body armor. But I must say that all our other officers, frontline officers, do have body armor. But a lot of people do not understand that body armor's lifespan is only 5 years. So that means that every 5th year we have to replace these body armors at a cost of about $600 a piece. We're fortunate to have the equipment out there for our patrolmen, our detectives, our SWAT team, our other members, Water Patrol personnel, K-9 personnel, all have body armor. But as I mentioned before, the operation maintenance costs to operate the Sheriff's Office with other equipment such as automobiles, gas, body cameras, you name it. A lot of these equipment expire. They all have expiration dates, and it's constantly having to replace, and also operating a large prison facility that we do. But we must say this, that yes, we are in leaner times. Last week I spoke to actually on HTV and to the media that last week we had a sales and use tax meeting where our parish collected 2 years ago $136 million in sales tax. This year is projected $119 million. We're losing money. We have to do everything we can to tighten our belts, but to also make sure that our officers are well equipped. And that's one thing that I appreciate Mr. St. Martin for stepping up. The first person I know to step up to say, hey, we believe in law enforcement and we believe in this parish. And I appreciate this donation from the bottom of my heart. And I know that all these individuals working as bailiffs in the courtrooms, because anything could happen. Just last week, 2 bailiffs were killed. So anything could happen, not only in the streets of our parish, but also in the courtrooms. We do have an occasion where we have to take somebody down because he or she do not want to go to prison. It's an unfortunate thing, but it could happen anywhere in America. We see the streets are getting more violent, and our police officers have to be better equipped, not only with body armor, but also with certain type of weapons. It is a real danger what's going on in America. We're at war with criminals. I've been saying that for years. But with this contribution from Mr. St. Martin and his firm, it will go a long way. These officers in the next 5 years will feel very, very safe that they have body armor for their protection within our courtrooms, and the public should feel very safe for what we've done as far as our past parish president and our current parish president, Mr. Michel Claudet and Mr. Gordy Dove, for allowing us to secure both courthouses. And I must say that we have to give credit not only to the Sheriff's Office for manning the courthouse, but also the city police. They do have a station in the front courthouse manning that station. So it's a joint effort between law enforcement and parish government that we want to keep our courthouses safe, and we want to maintain the streets of Terrebonne Parish a safe place where we can all enjoy sportsman's paradise and a safe place to raise our children. And with that said, again, I want to thank Mr. Mike St. Martin, his firm, Mr. Bourque, for their generous donation. Believe me, the bailiffs are very happy. Thank you so much.
All right, certainly a very generous donation from St. Martin and Bourque to help protect the men and women in blue that serve at the Terrebonne Parish Courthouse. We'll be back with more from that press conference when we return from these messages.